Journalism and media is all I wanted to do since I was a kid. I knew what I wanted to do when I was in primary school. I know a lot of people now don't know what they want to do in year 12, but I was probably one of the lucky ones that knew what I wanted to do and had a pretty fierce determination to do that. So.
The defender come forward, showing she can do it at the other end as well.
My name is Ben Waterworth. I'm AFL Digital Lead at Fox Sports Australia and part-time commentator. I grew up listening to commentators in footy in particular and just wanting to emulate them as much as possible. I wasn't very good at any sport myself, but I really enjoyed watching it and felt like I could analyse stuff objectively. So I joined the Herald Sun in under a Fox Sports contract in April 2014. I kind of sensed it was time to try, if there was something a little bit beyond the local footy walls, to give it a crack. A job came up on, it may have been Seek, that they were looking for a content producer at News Corp, and it kind of the job description was a bit vague, but it was essentially a role for in the Super Footy team that at the time was also working quite closely with Fox Footy under the sort of the News Corp umbrella. I think I came second, so I was pretty devastated. So I'd kind of resigned to the fact that okay, I'm going on for another EFL season, put that behind me. But then 3 weeks before round one of the EFL, I get a call saying there's been another opening in the Super Footy team. Are you interested? It's a good lesson as well that sometimes you might finish second, but a job might just be around the corner. You might be on the tip of the tongue. I'm kind of not a manager, and I'm not really an editor, but I'm the lead of the team. My superiors are based in Sydney, but they lean on me quite heavily to drive the editorial direction of AFL. So I'm part of a 4-person team. So we've got 3 people based here in Melbourne and then 1 person based in Perth as well. And I put the roster together for that team. So that's kind of the managerial, editorial kind of part of it. But also I do exactly what they do in terms of writing stories, putting cells on stories, choosing images and videos that go with it, socialing those stories as well to make them engaging so we get some traffic back to our website.
Laurie needs a clean bounce, doesn't get it. Well played by Parker, didn't even concede the behind, but he's turned it over. And it's in very dangerous hands with Matthew Rao.
There's lots of courses that were available across many different universities, but just kind of where my ATAR score kind of landed. Trobe was sort of landed in my range. I really enjoyed it. I learnt so much about everything, about all platforms, I think, of media, and that's probably one of the things that when I graduated in 2011, employers were really starting to look for people that could do all platforms of journalism. So that was really drummed into me to be an all-rounder. And I'm really glad that I did. I also really appreciated the fact that La Trobe let me do things outside of La Trobe in terms of experiences. So in my final year, in my 3rd year, I was granted permission to go overseas and do a couple of sporting gigs overseas. I was able to go to Singapore, India for the Commonwealth Games in 2010, also the Rugby World Cup in 2011 as well. Yeah, more than happy to help out La Trobe because they gave so much to me.
Big fly, Archie! Up in the sky went Archie, and he took a screamer.
Yeah, I've made some mistakes. We've made some mistakes. There was one time where I probably could have checked a story a bit better about a player changing management. He had changed management, but I didn't specify that it was still in the same management company, and got some good feedback about that from that management company. So it's just always check. It's happening less and less, but you're always vulnerable.
As the clock ticks down, Western Australia celebrate a remarkable victory.